Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I acknowledge your presence at this handover ceremony for Saggasum management equipment under the project Improving National Saggasum Management Capacities in the Caribbean. This is funded by the government of Japan and implemented with the support of the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. May I respectfully acknowledge the Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security, and Sustainable Development, Ms. Lisa Jawahir, representatives of the Government of Japan, Mr. Cletus Springer, the resident representative of the United Nations Development Program, Ms. Limia El-Tayeb, permanent secretaries of the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security, and Sustainable Development, Mr. Bradley Saint-Ange, and Ms. Anita Montoute, Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Mrs. Anne-Margaret Adams. Let me also recognize the presence of the Chief Fisheries Officer, Mrs. Sarita Williams-Peter, other heads of departments, representatives of national ministries and agencies, members of our fisherfolk cooperatives, representatives of civil society and the private sector, other specially invited guests, as well as our communications unit of the Ministry of Agriculture. We are pleased to proceed with the formal program of this morning's ceremony. I would also like to take the opportunity to recognize the presence of the representatives of JICA St. Lucia, who has also been supportive of the initiatives in relation to the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries. Thank you. I now invite Mr. Bradley Saint-Ange, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security, and Sustainable Development, to deliver the welcome remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Thank you. On behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security, and Sustainable Development, I extend a warm welcome to you all to this handover ceremony. Today, we will witness the handover of the keys, of all the keys, and all the equipment procured under the project namely Improving National Saggasum Management Capabilities in the Caribbean. And of course, this project is funded by the government of Japan at a value of $12.3 million US. And that was just the regional, that's the amount for the 5 countries: Barbados, Trinidad, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent. Okay, so that amount was allotted across the board among those 5 states. So it's approximately, I think the approximate amount was $2 million US each country. And of course, and with the United Nations Development Program being the implementing agency. To date, St. Lucia has received 3 tractors, and mind you, I said to date, the government of St. Lucia has received 3 tractors. We have received 2 boats, workboats, and some implements, attachments, you could see on your left. And we have also received some of those equipment on the table behind me. And this will allow us to improve the collection and disposal of the Saggasum seaweed, which has for so many years invaded our shores. And in the not too distant future, I think we will see another wave. I hope not, but it's almost like it's inevitable. We are especially pleased to see such a broad cross-section of national stakeholders represented here today. Your presence reflects the reality that the challenge of Saggasum affects multiple sectors and requires a coordinated and cooperative response. This gathering today therefore speaks not only to the importance of today's handover, but also to the value of partnership across ministries, agencies, communities, and development partners. Today's event represents an important milestone in the implementation of this project and in the strengthening of our national operational capacity. The equipment being handed over will support the work of frontline teams and operational agencies responsible for responding to Saggasum impacts at the community and coastal levels, and will contribute to more efficient and coordinated action on the ground. This occasion also allows us to formally acknowledge the technical partners, implementing agencies, and community stakeholders whose collaboration has helped to bring this initiative to fruition. It is through such collective effort that project objectives are transformed into practical results for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, your participation here today underscores the importance of working together in addressing shared challenges. We are grateful for the continued cooperation of our international partners and for the commitment of our national institutions and stakeholders. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all and thank you for joining us on this important occasion. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Setage, and thank you for introducing me. In my eagerness to recognize the specially invited guest, I forgot to introduce myself. Thank you. I now invite Ms. Limia El-Tayeb, Resident Representative for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean United Nations Development Program, to deliver remarks.
Good morning, everyone. I am so pleased to be here today, extremely pleased. Welcome to everybody here. Today, it's really an honor and pleasure for me to be representing UNDP. Today, we are here to strengthen St. Lucia's efforts in addressing the challenges posed by sargassum on the coastlines. We are here not only to hand over much needed equipment and very timely and pertinent equipment, but we're also here to reinforce national systems. We are here to support frontline responders. We are here to support local communities, fisherwomen and fishermen, those who work in the tourism sector, those who are on the front line in their daily jobs, and see that being taken away wave by wave as sargassum is influxing into their space. We are here to protect livelihoods. We are here to protect environment. We are here to protect public health. We are here to protect public investments and public systems. It is an integrated ecosystem where one small species of sargassum is impacting all. Sargassum influxes have shifted in the Caribbean from becoming an occasional occurrence to becoming a real socioeconomic threat. I was just talking to the minister yesterday that there was a new survey that I read by pure chance, a friend forwarded it to me 2 days ago, that is saying that in the next 2 to 3 months, the amount of sargassum that is going to reach the Caribbean coastline is is expected to be 3 times what it was the same time a year ago. This could not have been more timely or more important than today. We hope that we can do a little dent in dealing with all of that, because we know that the scale and frequency of sargassum influx and other climatic events is on the rise and not on the decrease. So we are extremely happy that we are contributing not just with equipment, but with approaches for a coordinated, a resourced, and a sustainable long-term approach to managing the sargassum. Because we can't stop the sargassum, but we can manage it. We can't prevent the sargassum, but we can shift how we are dealing with it from being on the back foot and reacting to being on the front foot and preventing all the damages in advance. None of this would have been possible without the generous contribution of the people and government of Japan. I am grateful for the partnership and trust that UNDP has with the people and government of Japan. It's a long-standing relationship. I know for a fact that my team and the team in the embassy in Barbados and Trinidad have worked very, very closely to make this project move. It was not easy, as you can imagine, when you have 5 different sovereign countries. They all have to agree on the approach. They all have to agree on the specifications of the equipment. They all have to agree on the problem and the solution. And we, as facilitators, did the very best we can to reach this day today. So a huge thank you to the government of Japan and the people of Japan. It is not about the money alone. It is about the true partnership in finding solutions. And Japan has a history with sargassum, a history with fishing and fisheries, a history with tourism and coastline management. And we are pleased that we were able to benefit from that expertise and that experience and bring it to the Caribbean and very specifically to St. Lucia and the people and government of St. Lucia. Thank you again. This project, improving national sargassum management capacities in the Caribbean, is really about working together, preparing, equipping, positioning, preventing, and responding. There are many components under the project. It was targeting improving the monitoring system, improving early warning, improving field-level response, improving public awareness, and of course, equipping the agencies and entities and first responders with the needed equipment to be able to respond. These are tangible investments for a safe and environmentally responsible sargassum management system. And we hope that they will be well received and useful in the days to come, even though I pray that you do not need them. Today we are formally handing over 2 boats. You can see one on the side here and one on the back, and 3 tractors. But that is not the totality. Oh, and the protective equipment and gear for those that are responding. That is not the totality of it, though. There are some more equipment that will be delivered. The work boats are to strengthen the nearshore operations and allow for early interception of the sargassum and safer handling of the sargassum before it reaches the shores. So hopefully less damage to the coastline and to the livelihoods that are on the shore. The tractors are mainly for onshore collection and transport once they have reached the shores. Additional equipment, including all-terrain vehicles, dump trucks, will be also provided. These are expected to arrive to the customs in the coming weeks. And we look forward to everything arriving safely and being handed over. But it's not just about the equipment, as I was saying at the beginning. One of my favorite parts of this project, and Sean will remember, was the drone training program. This is a program that happened in Barbados in collaboration with the Center for Resource Management and Environmental Studies, CEREMES, at UWI. University in Barbados, where we brought in technical experts from the region, including St. Lucia, to strengthen national capacity and aerial surveillance with the aim of early detection so that you can see as the sargassum is coming, so that it is evidence-based operations, so that those at the top of the different agencies can take decisions so that we are managing the sargassum the best way we can, and all of the equipment can be deployed to the beaches, to the coastlines that we're expecting the sargassum to reach. We are moving from reaction to a more informed, timely decision-making that tracks the sargassum movement and where, and therefore informs the deployment of equipment and personnel. So they are in the right place at the right time, and we are using our capacities, both human and technical, in the most efficient and effective way possible. We are shifting from a reactive position to a predictive and data-driven response. In parallel to this, we have also supported the development of site-specific sargassum management plans, so that every site or beach that might receive influx of sargassum has a clear plan in terms of, and clear guidance on how the cleanup method will be, what are the environmental safeguards, where will it be stored, what is the disposal pathway, and how best and which teams need to be deployed. All these elements together, the planning, the training, and the equipment, hopefully allow us to have a more sustained readiness and a more resilient response. Hopefully, we are moving from a reactive position to really integrated solutions that are embedded in systemic approaches that I hope will help the ministry as it moves forward. I want to once more express our deep and sincere appreciation to the people and government of Japan. They are long-standing partners, not just for UNDP in the Caribbean, but globally, on disaster response and resilience, and I have worked with you in other countries, for environmental protection, on issues of fisheries, where we have other projects in the Caribbean, on climate adaptation and response. And we very much acknowledge and are appreciative of that partnership. I want to commend and thank the government of St. Lucia. Your leadership, the teams we have worked with throughout the different parts of society and throughout the government. We have worked, my team has worked with numerous teams, whether it's fisheries, whether it's the coastline, whether it's natural resources, to reach this step, whether it's the customs, to reach where we are today. And we are thankful. More importantly, we're also thankful to the government and the ministry for the ownership, the leadership, and the vision that brought us here. And I cannot but end with a huge thank you to the frontline responders. I take off my hat or scarf to all of you. You are the ones on the front lines every day, and it is our responsibility, and we do what we can to support your efforts. You are the ones that have to face, whether it's sargassum, whether it's the coastal beaches, whether it's tourism, whether it's fires, and you have our appreciation and our support. The technical partners, the community organizations, all of those that provided expertise and data and local knowledge to allow us to reach here. I want to tell you a small story that I think Japan will be interested to hear, and was probably one of the reasons of the delay. We started off by wanting to buy different boats from here, from these ones, based on some globally known expert who said, oh, we've done it in Mexico, this is what you need. And then we took those specifications and went back to the community and the governments of the 5 governments we're talking with. And we discovered that that would not have worked in the waters of the Caribbean, because the waters and the depth of the water, the type of the sand, the type of the habitat. And it was a delay, but I was super happy that we found that out, because we had to go out all over again and find new boats with new specifications that were custom built for the 5 countries. So I hope we have solved that problem and that the technical specifications are exactly what is needed. I can promise you we've exerted every effort possible to ensure that, to really reach out and use all of that local community knowledge. So thank you for everyone who's contributed their knowledge from the community, from the technical experts, to bring us to where we are here. I have to take a moment to thank my team. I have a team that has been working exceptionally hard to reach this point in a very tight timeline. As I was explaining earlier, we sometimes take for granted that working with one government is the same as working with 5. It is not the same. It is 5 times. So it takes 5 times the effort, 5 times the time, 5 times the coordination. And I salute my team and thank you very much. I want to end here, and I'm super happy to be with you today and cannot wait to hand over the keys. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for the partnership.
Thank you very much, Ms. El-Tayeb, for the expression of UNDP's continued commitment towards the management of Saggasum in St. Lucia. I now invite Mr. Cletus Springer, Honorary Consul of Japan in St. Lucia, to deliver remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. Good morning, everybody, Honorable Minister, colleagues, Mrs. El-Tayeb. Minister, since it's the first time I'm engaging with you in a formal capacity, I wanted to convey my best wishes for a successful term in office. Dr. Umizawa, who is our ambassador to St. Lucia, Japan's ambassador to St. Lucia based in Trinidad, he really wanted to be here, but circumstances did not permit him to be, and so it falls to me to represent the government of Japan at this event, and I do so with great honor, and I consider it a privilege. Oh, I forgot to acknowledge our friends from JICA. My apologies. Since establishing diplomatic relations in 1980, St. Lucia and Japan have built an extremely friendly and strong relationship. Japan has carried out numerous economic cooperation activities in St. Lucia, including the construction of fisheries complexes throughout the country, and more recently, a state-of-the-art bridge at cul-de-sac. The Japanese government sincerely values its friendship with St. Lucia and has stood by us, or by the country, I'm speaking for Japan now, and has stood by St. Lucia in facing the challenges confronting it. And the Saggasum project is part of that ongoing commitment. Saggasum is a menace to livelihoods and to national development, especially the tourism sector, which is highly dependent on visual appeal. And you can imagine just a picture of a Saggasum invested beach hitting the airwaves, and consider what the response of potential visitors would be like. This project is made possible through the generous financial support from the government of Japan, as you've heard, and is being implemented in cooperation with the UNDP, as you've also heard. The fund provides tangible evidence of Japan's strong commitment to environmental preservation and sustainable development in St. Lucia. As a fellow island nation, Japan understands the unique vulnerabilities faced by island states. Japan is determined to work hand in hand with St. Lucia to address these challenges, enhance fishery productivity, and improve the livelihoods of coastal communities. This handover ceremony symbolizes the enduring friendship and strong cooperation between our nations and Japan's unwavering support for St. Lucia's sustainable future. The government of Japan hopes, and that is written for me, Ms. El-Tayeb, that UNDP will make every arrangement to ensure the swift and successful completion of this project. Transmitted as received. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Springer. And thanks for reminding us of the long-standing, not only diplomatic relations with the government and people of Japan, but also a true friendship with the people of St. Lucia. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the honor to invite the Honorable Lisa Shawahir, Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Sustainable Development, to deliver the feature address.
Good morning, everybody. See why I like my PS? We have the same kind of energy. It is both a profound honor and a distinct privilege for me, in my capacity as minister, to address you on this distinguished occasion marking the official handover of keys and equipment to the government of St. Lucia under the project for improving national Saggasum management capabilities in the Caribbean. Today's ceremony transcends the symbolic transfer of machinery and assets. It stands as a testament to enduring international partnerships, shared responsibility, and meaningful solidarity among nations. Through the generous financial assistance of the government and people of Japan and the technical cooperation of the United Nations Development Program, St. Lucia is now significantly better positioned to strengthen its national response to the growing and complex challenge of Saggasum influxes. Now, this equipment being handed over today, including tractors, boats, and associated operational tools, represents far more than logistical support. It embodies trust, friendship, and a shared commitment to environmental stewardship and sustainable development. It affirms confidence in St. Lucia's resolve to safeguard its people, its livelihoods, and its fragile coastal ecosystems. On behalf of the government and people of St. Lucia, I extend our deepest gratitude to the government and people of Japan for this timely and meaningful contribution. Japan's long-standing leadership in environmental protection, disaster risk reduction, and sustainable development is once again evident. The partnership reflects the strength of the bonds between our nations and underscores the importance of collective global action in addressing transboundary challenges that disproportionately impact small island developing states. This increasing prevalence of Saggasum influxes is widely associated with broader climatic shifts, including rising sea temperatures, altered oceanic currents, and nutrient enrichment of marine environments. For island states such as St. Lucia, these developments compound existing vulnerabilities and exert considerable pressure on limited land resources, delicate coastal habitats, and marine-dependent economies. The consequences for our fisheries sector are particularly significant. Substantial accumulations of sargassum impede access to fishing grounds, damage vessels and gear, and disrupt fish landing and marketing operations. My colleague, Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, Parliamentary Rep for Miku North, will be very pleased because he already said, Minister, the first tractor has to come to Prale. These disruptions directly threaten our fishers' livelihoods. It compromises our food security and the challenges the objectives of our national fisheries policy faces, which seeks to advance sustainable fisheries management and foster coastal communities whilst ensuring responsible stewardship of our marine resources. Beyond its economic implications, Saggasum presents tangible concerns for public health and social well-being. As it decomposes, it releases gases that may cause respiratory discomfort and related health challenges, especially among vulnerable populations. We don't want an increase of that. Our coastal communities frequently endure unpleasant odors. You know what I'm talking about. Restricted access to our beaches, and landing sites, and heightened demands on local authorities for removal and disposal. These realities affirm that sargassum is not solely an environmental issue, but a matter of public health, socio-economic stability, and national resilience. It is therefore both timely and appropriate that this support strengthens St. Lucia's institutional response to climate-related marine hazards. The government is actively advancing consideration of a multi-sectoral sargassum management task force, bringing together relevant ministries, departments, and agencies. And that's why the two of them are sitting there together, including agriculture, fisheries, tourism, sustainable development. This strategy will prioritize our early warning systems, that's our National Sargassum Management Strategy, scientific monitoring, environmentally responsible removal and disposal practices, and the exploration of safe and sustainable utilization opportunities where feasible. In so doing, St. Lucia aims not only to mitigate immediate impacts, but to strengthen long-term resilience to climate-induced coastal hazards in alignment with our national development agenda and international climate commitments. In closing, I once again convey, on behalf of the government and people of St. Lucia, our profound appreciation to the government of Japan for its generosity and steadfast partnership. Please give them a round of applause. And to the United Nations Development Program for its invaluable technical and implementation support. Round of applause for UNDP. This collaboration stands as a shining example of the power of diplomacy, cooperation, and shared purpose in advancing sustainable development. I also commend the dedication of our public officers, fisherfolk, cooperatives, and community members whose unwavering efforts continue to protect our coastal lines and sustain our livelihoods. Together, through principled leadership, international solidarity, and decisive action, we shall enhance St. Lucia's capacity to manage sargassum effectively, safeguard our public health, strengthen our food security, and preserve the natural heritage entrusted to us for generations to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, particularly for highlighting the current and future national efforts towards effective management of sargassum on the island. Thank you.